What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video here today from the TechCashHouse. As always, hope all of you guys are having an awesome one. Now, in today's video, I want to go ahead and discuss a couple other sort of freelance expert opinions coming from Twitter or consolidated by CCN. There are several opinions I want to go ahead and kind of scroll through, kind of look through and analyze, because many of them are very bullish, but not unreasonably so. They're actually backed very well by opinion, okay? And one of the experts is saying that in this bull rally alone, okay, this bull cycle that we're currently undergoing, we can see prices of 60 grand and above. Now, that's very bullish and might seem unrealistic to some of you, but I want to go ahead and break down what exactly he's saying. This is actually coming from an analyst who is very well researched, well studied, and the points that he makes are regularly quite good. So it's important to analyze what exactly he's saying, take a closer look at, his opinions, kind of discuss them and break them down, because really these are significant statements and they come at a time, that is really groundbreaking for Bitcoin. For example, right now at the time that I'm recording this, which is about 1 o'clock p.m., give or take a few minutes on June 24th, so just after lunchtime, for me anyway, we can see the price is at about $11,061, and it's growing, okay? It crossed about 11 grand just under an hour ago, I believe, and the momentum is still moving quite handsomely, okay? It's still moving very well. We are seeing a lot of upward growth. As you can see, for the past couple of days, we've been on an upward trend. Now, we did actually hit a high on June 22nd, and then we slightly recessed from there, just slightly, at which point we hit another high here, and then there was a slight sell-off. But the overall trend is very good, okay? The overall trend is definitely positive. You can see a definite positive correlation here, and really heading into higher territories. And I think $11,500, $12,000 could be absolutely reached by the end of June. I don't think that's unrealistic. I think that even $13,000 might be in the cards, especially with the great momentum that we're currently seeing on Bitcoin's price. There are several distinct reasons as to why this can happen. One of them that I think is a big proponent is Libra. Of course, Facebook's Libra is pushing the price, even though I don't really like Libra that much myself. It is opening up Bitcoin to a lot of exposure, a lot of institutional interest, more so than retail investment interest, and that's a big deal, okay? Because institutional interest, they put a lot of money in, they stay involved for a long time, and that makes a big difference in terms of stability and general upward momentum. You can see the price now slipping slightly, probably will head back into the high 10s again, I would say, today, and then probably trend upward again, because, when you're jumping through hurdles like this and there's mainly institutional interest, it tends to not be as rampant as when there are retail investors involved, okay? Bit more stable, bit more of an upward trend, a bit more, conservatively traded, I want to say, with dips being purchased, and it's a bit more of a slow ride. So that's why right now we are seeing a slightly slower upward momentum, but still a good momentum nonetheless. So anyway, guys, before I discuss these opinions from these pros, I do want to say go ahead and drop this video a like, subscribe, and do share for more. Those things help the channel out a ton, and they're greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about these opinions. What exactly are they saying? Let's see if we can get them 200 likes, 5,000 views, and do share this with your friends, and consider buying a Bitcoin shirt or mug or something below the video to support the Bitcoin movement. I've reduced the prices as much as possible. It's not about making money, it's about getting the word out there. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a look. So Bitcoin price can shatter 60 grand this bull cycle, claims crypto trader. That is the headline, and that's what I want to examine a bit further. So what exactly is he saying? Well, the red-hot Bitcoin price rally isn't showing any signs of stopping. The flagship cryptocurrency has touched the $11,000 mark once again, and there's ever-growing chorus that it will keep flying higher. Yes, we all know that 10 grand was a big rallying point, but $11,000 really has been as well. $11,000 has been very important. So once 11 grand is confidently surpassed again, because right now the price is at about 1140, 1150 or so, right in that middling sort of range. When the momentum is confident, we will see some great upward movement, okay? So that is a good sign. Crypto trader Josh Rager believes that the price of Bitcoin could hit 60 grand. So crypto trader Josh Rager is one of those bulls calling for a rapid rise in Bitcoin prices from here onward. He has made a really bold prediction that will be music to the ears of Bitcoin enthusiasts who have endured a volatile journey over the past year, but are now reaping the reward of stacking sats, or stacking satoshis, another term for accumulating Bitcoin specifically, okay? Now, 2018 was awful, okay? And I know a lot of investors who have a sort of weird guilt when it comes to making money on an asset, okay? A lot of people kind of are thinking right now, you know, I don't deserve to be making this much on Bitcoin. Why am I earning this sum of money? And remember, guys, whenever you think that, remember 2018. That is why you deserve to be making that money right now, okay? Because 2018 absolutely sucked. It was awful, okay? So if you think that things are too good to be true right now, well, 2018 was almost too bad to be true. It was a terrible, terrible year, but we weathered through it and we made the best of it, okay? So now we are moving on to bigger and better things. So remember that, okay? Keep that in mind and don't beat yourself up about any growth that you accumulate. Just celebrate those gains. So in a series of recent tweets, Rager pointed out that once the price of Bitcoin goes past the $11,700 mark, that's a key point right there, key resistance level, it will find little resistance and break through to highs that we have never seen before. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this, see what exactly he's saying. That's just the tweet that's embedded, so we'll go ahead and reference that. He says, $sign Bitcoin or money Bitcoin is likely to hit 60 grand plus this coming uptrend. And people seriously forfeit 500% gains to try to catch 10% moves with shorts. And then he has the shrugging, I don't know emoji of your, one that's, this is old. I love seeing this. It's like a classic appearing in the wild. But you know, it's really worthwhile seeing what exactly he says, because people are seriously forfeiting 500% long-term gains. Okay, that's what he's saying here. 500% long gains to try to catch 10% moves with shorts. Okay, and he's basically saying, you know, don't focus as much on the short term, focus more on the long-term momentum and the long-term potential. That's something I always say. That's something I absolutely agree with. Focus more on the long term. Don't focus as much on the shorter price movements, and move strong, okay? Just remain strong, keep holding on, and that's generally your best bet. So with over 43,000 followers, Rager is a well-followed Bitcoin trader who backs up his wild claim with technical data. Late last month, he had pointed out that every Bitcoin bull cycle has been longer than the preceding one, and that is completely true. The bull cycles are cyclical, okay, but they are they're sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, okay? After each downturn, we see a bull cycle reemerge, and it is slightly longer than the last, okay? So given that Rager estimates that we are just 25% in the current bull cycle until the price of Bitcoin hits its next peak, the cryptocurrency still has a lot of room for growth. Pardon me. God, I need some of that refreshing water. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go, slight hiccup there. However, he believes that there will be a resistance at $11,700, which I also agree with. I think that's a very good resistance line to keep an eye on, because critically speaking, it sets a precedent right below 12 grand. $300 or so of wiggle room is generally what we like to see separating key price points and key resistance levels. Take, for example, roughly $7,400, $7,500, and $7,800. That is a range that we saw traded for a little while, and that was absolutely a key resistance, key support level, sort of back and forth tennis match that we saw manifest. So, don't be surprised if we see something similar before all that long with the upper 11s, lower 12s, okay? Just as a side note there, okay? That's what I expect. So as the price of Bitcoin tends to rally for 5 weeks, before hitting the brakes, that's what we should be looking at, okay? The price generally, stays fairly consistent for about 5 weeks during a rally, consistently trending, and then it kind of hits a break. Okay, so what exactly is Rager saying on this? Well, he said in a tweet, during last bull uptrend and currently, there has been a pattern of at least 5 weeks of green before the next major pullback. While I am still cautious between here and $11,700, this is only the second week since the last major pullback. Be wise, prepare for anything, but also take note. So in other words, by saying that we're only 2 weeks into this rally, he's essentially saying that we have 3 weeks of green left before the next pullback, and that's a cycle that we have seen repeat time and time again. Okay, this is a very good technical analysis. You can see here that he clearly indicates this with a simple chart, really not anything hard to interpret. And if that trend does indeed manifest and continue, we are only about 2 weeks in, so we're about 3 weeks away from the next major correction. Now, 3 weeks is a long time, and that's why I'm calling for mid-July to really be a substantial period for Bitcoin's price. Leading up until mid-July, we could see some higher highs than we've ever seen before. 60 grand, quite possibly, okay? Quite possibly. I think probably in the neighborhood of maybe 30 to 40. That's what I previously predicted, by the end of July, but it's really up to interpretation, okay? So the last pullback was just a couple of weeks ago, so Bitcoin should keep running higher for another, or according to Rager's technical analysis. If that indeed happens, the price of Bitcoin should be able to break past the $11,700 resistance level and zoom further. So they say here that this is a herd of bulls, and there are many bulls calling for all-time highs right now. I would say that I am one of those people, okay? So crypto analyst Galaxy had recently painted a $62,000 price target on Bitcoin based on past trends and technicals, pointing out that the cryptocurrency can hit those levels by the end of October, if not sooner. So Galaxy said, and I quote, "Year 2017 had a similar weekly candle setup as the one today, which was followed by a 570% price increase over the next 147 days. In other words, a very short period of time. 147 days is not that long, okay? That's something that we need to remember. Another similar price increase puts Bitcoin's price at 62K by the end of October 2019, okay? So pretty, a bit bold there. But by the end of October, that's a decent ways in the future, okay? October is the 10th month of the year, of course, and we're currently heading into the 7th, so we have approximately, 3 months and some change to see that change manifest. Will it actually come out? I believe it will, okay? 62 grand by the end of that period is not really all that extreme. Of course, Tom Lee also said once 10 grand is breached, we will see more momentum. So critically, and this is one more tweet that I want to go ahead and kind of fold into the bunch. I know this video is getting a bit long, but regardless, okay? Rager also says that most of the money during this cycle, okay, most of the money this cycle will flow into Bitcoin, major market cap altcoins, so Ether, even Monero, Bitcoin Cash, etc. Sorry, I had to take another drink there. And new altcoins released in 2019, 2020. That's entirely possible, okay? That is where most of the money will likely end up. Now, why is this important? Well, all of us need to take note of the fact that major altcoins, okay, major market cap altcoins and new altcoins are almost always in trading pairs with Bitcoin. So with all the money going into, these three things essentially, that means that really this will be a positive feedback loop for Bitcoin itself, because Bitcoin is a sort of close ally of these things, okay? Accumulating altcoins from 2017 and early 2018 likely won't present you with the most return on investment, especially if your coin is illiquid and not already in the top 200 to 300 market cap. In other words, he's saying stay away from the smaller tokens and coins, focus more on the big fish, okay? So in other words, in order to see your maximum profits, focus more on the, the larger guys, I suppose. Just do that, hone in, remain focused, and things will be pretty good. So more money is flowing into Bitcoin as hedge funds and institutional investors are piling into the cryptocurrency, creating new demand that's sending prices higher. This is why it won't be surprising to see Rager's price estimate of 60 grand actually coming true. So the current rally is supported by both fundamentals and technical factors, and there's enough evidence to suggest that the huge price targets being doled out by bulls are more than just wild fantasies, okay? We are in a big upswing right now, okay? These price predictions aren't just random BS. They're calculated, they are considered, and that is what's so important. Let's go ahead and check the price one more time before I close out this video. Okay, like I said, 10.9s again. Slight dip, slight pullback into that range, but looking like we're going to push higher into the 11s. I would guess by midweek we'll probably see in the 11 range again. Probably 11.5 or so by midweek. That's my prediction. Don't know for sure, but that seems to be where the momentum is trending. So anyway, guys, that is my research. That is my take. Hope all of you enjoyed and learned something. If you did, drop the video a like, subscribe, and share for more. Those things help the channel out a ton. If you want a Bitcoin shirt to show your support of cryptos, go ahead and check them out right below the video. Anyway, guys, I'll see all of you in the next one. Have an awesome one.